What is going on, everyone? TASOfficial here, bringing you guys another discussion video. I know it's been a while, but we are back, better than ever, ready to give you guys this long discussion of what appears to be the last Tripokalon in the X and Y anime series. And today I have with me discussing this topic is...
Hey guys, DJ Sock Puppet here.
Hey everybody, this is Alpha Evie.
And let's get started. So guys, this might be the last Tripokalon we might see in the X and Y&Z anime.
Oh no.
And we're not talking about next week's, but something did came up these past few days.
Yeah, so we got brand new scans about the Master Class Tripokalon. And before we jump into all that goodness info, I don't know why they spoiled it for us. Why couldn't they give this scan right after next week's episode where Serena gets her third Princess Key? And why do I say it like I'm sure? Because in order to enter the Master Tripokalon, you have to have 3 Princess Keys. So them giving us a scan indicating that Serena will be in the Master Class Tripokalon only tells us that she'll win next week's Tripokalon. Why? Why did they do that?
The spoilers.
Unless Amelia wins and Serena just steals it, or she just finds one on the ground or something.
Plot twist. Oh, that'd be a good episode to watch. Anyway, so let's just jump right into this scan info for the Master Class. So first off, we got Arya in her performance dress. We got Shauna, Nene, and Mieti there in the scans, indicating that they will be participating in this Master Class Tripokalon, which is very surprising because in every Tripokalon, it's either one of Serena's friends competing, like before it was Serena and Shauna, then it was Serena and Mieti, and then it was Serena and Nene. But now they're all going to be in one Tripokalon, which is pretty amazing.
The gang's all here.
Exactly.
Yep.
All the interactions that could happen, we'll be talking about that later on. But in the scan, it also indicates this is the climax. This is the climax for the Tripokalon. So make it or break it. This might be the final Tripokalon. Prepare yourselves, because we might not see another events like this in the near future. Anyway, so what are you guys' thoughts on this scan?
I'm surprised that it's coming so soon. And like what you were saying, that they kind of spoiled next week's episode. It's even weirder that it's coming just 3 episodes after she gets her third key. Like I'm wondering why they're finishing it off so quickly. I feel like this is something they should have given more time for. But I don't know. Maybe in the end it's a good decision. But there's a lot of things that could come out of that. But I'm sure we'll get to that either later in this video or another time.
Right. And I completely agree with you. This is too soon unless they're trying to finish the Tripokalon arc for Serena so they could focus on the Team Fleur arc, the Kalos League, the Wilfred Gym battle, and a possible companion return for Ash, Silent, Iris. That's another discussion. But yeah, it looks like they're just trying to finish up the Tripokalon. Your thoughts, Evie?
Yeah, you guys basically took the words out of my mouth. The fact that next week is going to be Serena's next Tripokalon, and then 3 weeks later, we're already going to be approaching the Master Class Tripokalon, and the pacing is ridiculously faster, and I'm kind of questioning why this is happening. But unless the writers handle this Master Tripokalon really well, like if they make it a 2-parter, then I would definitely understand why they would do this. But like you said, Daniel, why would they come to a conclusion for Serena's dream? She's already in the Master Class now. I assume that they're probably ending Serena's development, or what could be some of the last few episodes for Serena's development in order to make room for other major events, such as having focus on Team Flare, Ash's progression to the 8th gym match in the Pokemon League, and like you said, a possible companion return. Yeah, really, I'm looking forward to this, but it caught me off guard that we're going to be seeing this rather early.
Right. And we don't know yet either if, well, obviously we don't know the outcome, but maybe this will affect her presence in the gang as well. And so, whatever happens in this Tripokalon, because this is the climax, maybe this will be an ongoing thing we see in the future episodes. Like, somehow that Tripokalon affects Serena's personality or her presence there in the group in the future. So that's why they're giving us the Master Class Tripokalon episode early. But regardless, we'll see what they do. I have faith in the writers to make this a good two-part episode for the Master Class. But now moving on, we're going to be talking about the contenders for Master Class Tripokalon. So we know for sure that Serena, Mieti, Shauna, Nene, and somehow Jessie will be competing. The only reason why I included Amelia in this slide is because she might have won. Well, she might win a third Princess King off screen, and she will be able to participate in the Master Class Tripokalon. I would only assume she would have 2 keys, but that's just me. Your guys' thoughts on this?
Just seeing this scan, the fact that we're going to be seeing all of Serena's rivals aside from Amelia, it's something great to see because as far as we know, we don't really get a lot of interaction between these characters. Pretty much the only kind of interaction that we've got from Serena's rivals was Nene and Shauna back in Serena's Tripokalon. And now that the whole gang is here, just I'm really curious to see just what kind of impressions they have with each other. Just yeah, just I'm really looking forward to this, and the fact that they're all going to be here makes me think that this is going to end up being a two-parter.
Right. Actually, it is a two-parter. They did confirm it in the scan. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a two-parter. And what about you, DJ?
Well, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think having all of them here is a really good move. I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff that's going to come out of it, whether it be interactions with each other or with Serena. She has a very diverse group of rivals, and I think it's going to be good to see how they interact. Obviously, we don't know much about Amelia yet, or even if she's going to be there. We haven't even seen her in an episode yet, but I'm sure that she'll bring something unique to the table if she were to appear in this one. But yeah, I think all of them have something special about them, and I think them being together is a really good move for this climax.
Right. And what's great about this too is that 5 contestants means we're gonna be seeing 5 performances. So I get why they're going for the two-parter. I mean, if it's gonna take maybe a minute or two, if they want to rush it or whatever, regardless, we're going to see 5 performances. So or 6, possible 6. So that's exciting to see. So like I said, this might be the final Tripokalon. So they're gonna give it their all in this Tripokalon. So the animation, without a doubt, will be really good to see.
Yeah,
Right.
and sorry, I just want to point this out. I doubt that the writers will pull off an off-screen performance just like they did a couple of times with, especially with Miette during her performance. How most of her performance was off-screen. I don't think the writers are gonna pull off something like that, knowing that this is gonna be a two-parter. So I have faith that the writers will at least showcase how much potential these contenders have to its fullest.
Right.
Yeah, if anything, they'll just shorten it to a montage if they have to. But I feel like they have plenty of time to give all of them their spotlight.
Especially with a two-parter, right? I mean, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so moving on to another contender, Arya the Kalos Queen. So we know for a fact the Kalos Queen does have to protect her stance as the Kalos Queen, and all the other contenders are trying to be one. So Arya, what are you guys' thoughts on Arya, and how do you think they're going to handle her in this two-parter?
Well, we've seen bits and pieces of Arya before in the past with her Poke Division videos, and then her transitioning into Tripokalons and becoming the Kalos Queen. So we've seen like a little bit of what she's all about, what she can do. But I think it's going to be even more interesting to see her here in an actual competition, competing against Serena and the others. And this is the Master Class, so she's going to be giving her 110% here. She's going to be giving it her all. This is going to be the best we've seen her, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And I also I don't know if she has any other Pokemon or not that she's going to be using. Obviously, she's got Delphox and Spritzy. I thought I saw some more in the scans. I may not I may be wrong on that, but I'd like to see what more she has.
Yeah, it actually shows in the scan that she has a Vivian.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was thinking.
right. So, I can't wait to see how they're gonna use Vivian in the performance. So, that's something to look forward to. What about you, Edgar? What do you think?
Yeah, Arya being in this competition and defending her title as College Queen, I do expect I do expect the College Queen to give it her all, knowing that she's gonna be defending her title against Serena and the others. Um, I have a feeling that she'll be getting easy figures in the first round and perhaps the second round. And like you said, DJ, she has Daniel Fox and um, Aromatisse, and
Yeah, I
within
said
this,
Spritzy. It's Aromatisse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we just recently got news that Arya has a Pavilion, and now that we know that she has a third Pokemon, it could add more variety to her performances and could give her an edge over some of these competitors. So I am looking forward to see how Arya will compete and just just having this episode showcase what she's truly capable of and what she's been through, you know, making her way to becoming a college queen.
Right. And we don't know yet if she will be competing in the first or second stages. Maybe she's like the final boss, like whoever's the winner of this Master Class Tripokalon. In order to get that title as Kalos Queen, you have to have a duel, a performance between the winner of that and the Kalos Queen, and the audience chooses who did better.
Sudden death with Arya.
All right, so moving on. Before we actually get into how the Master Class Tripokalon works, some of you guys may be wondering, how did some of these contenders even make it to this Master Class Tripokalon? Don't you need like 3 keys to make it? And that's what we're going to be talking about today as well. So obviously, Nene, Mieri, and Jesse, we all know for a fact that they don't have 3 princess keys. And today we're going to talk about as to how they may have acquired it, or like Jesse's a different story, but for Nene and Mieri, maybe they won the keys off screen. Your guys' thoughts on this?
That could be the case. Nene and Miet, I think they did might have won the keys in off-screen land, winning them in different tripokalons. Now, as for Jesse, knowing where, knowing Team Rocket, how they've been following Action and Gang all the time, I don't think they're gonna be making enough time for Jesse to, have the rest of the keys, her other 2 keys, because it's not like the writers are gonna make an episode where we have half of the episode showing Action and Gang, and then the other half showing Jesse winning her other 2 keys. So, Jesse being Jesse within Team Rocket, I think she's gonna end up stealing 2 princess keys from other trap Pokemon performers in order to qualify or enter the Master Trap Pokemon.
She is from Team Rocket, so she doesn't play by the rules. It's her way or no way. All right.
Yeah.
But for Mieri and Nene, that might just be it. They just won it off screen, and they never told Serena that they won keys. Like I don't think they ever told Serena how many keys they had. So maybe they had 2, maybe they had 1. They just never said anything on screen. That might be the case. And for Jessie, she just might have snuck her way in, or like you said, Edgar stole another 2 princess keys. What about you, DJ? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I feel like Nene and Miet are both gonna win their keys off screen. And I guess Shauna is too. Yeah, she'll win her thing.
Right, and the only reason why I didn't include Shauna in the slide is because if you guys remember from the double battle, it was Serena and Shauna versus Tierno and Ash. At the end of the episode, Shauna and Tierno go off for Shauna to compete in another Tripokalon. So she might have won that one, and that's why she made it to this Master Class Tripokalon.
Yeah, neither way, it'd still have to be off screen. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so all three of them, that's probably what's gonna happen. Jesse, yeah, I don't really see any other way. I like Evie's reasoning that they pretty much follow wherever Ash goes, so they're not gonna have enough time to go to another Tripokalon anyway. So I feel like the most likely thing is that Jesse either steals the keys or sneaks in, which is it's assuming that is how it turns out. It's kind of disappointing to me because she seemed to like be taking it really seriously for the most part. So it kind of sucks to just see her cheat your way in. But it's Team Rocket. That's how it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving on, interactions between characters. We got tons of characters that we're going to see in this episode, and you can only expect so many interactions between all of these characters. Not forgetting about Amourshipping. I mean, remember, Shauna knows, Mieti knows, and Nene, she doesn't really know that well. I mean, I don't think Serena talks about her love life with Nene. Other than that,
She hasn't spent enough time with her.
right. But we know for a fact Shauna and Mieti knows, so maybe they'll tell Nene. But we're not here to talk about that. Like, what kind of interactions do you think will happen between all of these characters?
I don't
mean,
expect. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say I don't expect anything unique. It's not like Miet is gonna behave differently towards one of Serena's rivals and then react differently to another one. If anything, I think they're just going to see each other as friends and rivals. They're all here to for the goal of being a college queen, and they're not gonna allow anyone else to take that title away from them. Yeah, just really just see each other as rivals. I don't really expect anything unique.
Right. But this will be the first time that Mieti meets Shauna and Nene, so I'm excited for that as well. Because, like I said before, Mieti and Shauna know, so they'll get the idea, like, maybe they're going to try to help Serena out, trying to get with Ash. You never know. There's all these possibilities, and Nene's just there. She's like the third wheel, like, I really don't care. I'm just here for the Tripokalon. But I can't wait for the interactions between all these characters, and Jessie as well. She is going to be there as well. So you can only expect trouble backstage. What about you, DJ? What do you think?
Yeah, I think for the most part, all of them are just gonna just mingle normally. We saw that when Shauna and Nene first met each other, Shauna was kind of overwhelmed because Nene has kind of an overwhelming personality. So I assume that it'll be a similar situation if Nene and Miet were to meet up. Yeah, other than that, I think it's just going to be normal stuff, but still good stuff to see. I think Amor has a lot of potential there. And it kind of goes without saying. I think that however the interactions turn out, I think it's going to be fun to see all these characters together.
And what might be the last time as well. Bringing on the next slide that I do want to talk about is the last appearance for Mieti and Nene. So, will this be the last time we ever see these two characters? And the reason why I bring this up is because the only reason why they even interact with Serena is because she's in the Tripokalon. Well, she participates in Tripokalons. So if she does lose this Tripokalon, I think she'll take a break, and then after the Kalos series is all over, she'll go back to earning Princess Keys, or she'll become Kalos. Well, we'll talk about that later on in the discussion. Or she becomes Kalos Queen, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't make a series of Mieti and Nene trying to acquire those keys yet again to face off against Serena. But yeah, this might be the last time we do see Mieti and Nene in the X and Y and Z anime. Your guys' thoughts on this?
I don't know if it'll absolutely be the last time we see them. I think we won't see them as much, but I sense like they're not just gonna throw those characters away like this soon. I think they'll be back for some other purpose for one reason or another.
Right. What about you, Edgar?
Yeah, that might be the case. I don't think we're gonna be seeing them as much often compared to the last before the Master Class Tripokalon. We're gonna see them here and there, but okay. For the first time we talk about Miet, Miet wanted to become a I think she wanted to become the best Pokepuff maker, if I'm correct, before she joined the Tripokalon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think if anything, we might see some episodes where Miet competes in some Pokepuff making competition. Who knows? Maybe Serena might take part in it as well. The last time these two competed in one of those competitions, none of them won, and so maybe they might settle the score in the next one. And in regards to Nene, um, I don't think this will be the last time we'll see Nene, but I have a feeling we will see her in the future, but not as much compared to the past episodes.
Right. I mean, like you guys said, like we don't know yet. Maybe the writers will bring them back for another competition that doesn't have to do with Tripokalons. Maybe they'll be the character of the day. Who knows? But hopefully this won't be the last appearance, but if it is, hopefully the two-parter gives us a good send-off between these two great characters. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure fans want to see them yet again. Even Nene. Alright.
Yeah.
She's best girl.
And it's the best girl, bro. It's the writers can't do that.
Don't
They
make
just
me
can't.
get Tyrone in here, okay? Alright.
No.
Moving on, cameos for the Master Class Tripokalon. The only reason why we do include this is because I enjoy cameos from other characters spectating events for the main characters. Like when Ash competes in the Kalos League, you do get to see his past traveling companion spectating from like either the TV or their computers or whatever. But for that's the same case for the Master Class Tripokalon. And the possibilities are Sycamore, Tierno, and Grace. Well, Trevor as well. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Do you think we will be seeing these characters spectating?
Well, I definitely think so, because this is the master class we're talking about. This is super important. I think all of them are going to show up in one way or another. I think Tierno and Trevor are actually going to be there watching it live, because Sean is going to be there and Serena's going to be there. So like they want to see their friends actually compete for this huge event. I'm hoping that Grace is actually going to show up. So it'll be similar to how
Oh yeah.
Delia
Right.
came to Ash's leagues. But other than that, I think, like you said, Sycamore, we might see him. I don't know if he'll actually be there. He might just watch it on live on TV like he did last time we saw him.
Yeah, back at his lab with his assistants.
Yeah,
Right.
marvelous.
Right.
Uh,
Maybe he'll
other
get
than
that hug after all.
yeah, maybe this time it's the master class after all. Other than that, I don't know if there's that many other characters we could worry about besides Stanley showing up. But
The
yeah,
camera transitions into Ash's mom watching the Tripokalon as well, and then she
oh,
sees.
maybe
Yeah,
because
and then
if it's Ash's friend, she might tune in. Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't know about Ash's friend, but regardless, she might just tune in and remember that girl that won the Tripokalon or lost. But she'll wow, she's a pretty girl, you know. But,
I like to think that off screen Ash has talked to his mom so she knows who he's traveling with and what they're up to. But
oh, well,
that's just my headcanon. That could be completely wrong.
well, we'll see when the episode premieres. Regardless, there's so much potential for these characters as well. Because when we go back to talking about interactions, if Tierno and Trevor are there, that just means more. Like I get why it's a two-parter. There's so many characters. There's so much potential for all these characters. Like things for them to do. You gonna say something, Edgar?
Yeah, we're gonna have Marin flicking through the channels
Oh
in a
yeah.
hospital bed, in a hospital bed with her chest pain.
Man,
My chest
man,
pain is dying, but I'm bored here.
Chespy's still dead, but at least the TV's got some entertaining stuff to distract the pain.
Like nope, nope. She looks at the Tripokalon. Not interested. Oh,
We just
yeah.
see maybe Alon shows up to watch. She sees him on there. She's like, "What? What are you doing?"
Yeah. All right.
Regarding who's going to be making an appearance from, I could definitely see Tierno and Trevor attending the Tripokalon. You know, knowing Shauna is one of their friends, so they have to be there, provide support for her. Grace, I hope she does make an appearance. I mean, this is her daughter. This is a situation similar to a graduation ceremony. She has to be there. Hopefully, the writers does have her attend the Master Class Tripokalon. Who knows? Maybe provide a few motivative words for Serena before she enters the stage and whatnot. Sycamore, I gotta agree with you, DJ. I don't really see him being there in person. Maybe seeing it from his lab and whatnot. Other than that, from the characters that we've gotten so far in the main series, I don't think we're gonna have anyone else watching or attending the Master Class Tripokalon.
Right. All right. Well, hopefully these cameos do happen, and I'm excited to see what the writers do with them, and how the reaction will be when Serena either wins or loses. So that'll be interesting to see. All right. So now that we're done talking about the contenders, let's actually talk about the Tripokalon itself. Will it be more complex than the original Tripokalons, And what kind of theme is this Master Class Tripokalon revolving around? So from previous Tripokalons, the themes were grooming from the first one to the second one being Pokepuff making. I think that was the fourth one as well, right? Right, the fourth one.
It was like a combination of like baking and performing at the same time.
Baking and dancing, you could say.
All right,
Kind
Shake
of.
and bake.
we'll just put that under Pokepuff making. And then obviously the third one was a quiz that was pretty entertaining to watch. And then finally taming. And the only reason why I say taming is because the picture speaks for itself. I think what they're gonna have to do is just tame Pokemon, and the choice of Pokemon is gonna be Rhyhorns. Don't take my word for it. That's just my theory. We are doing this discussion video prior to next Thursday's episode, so I might be wrong. All right, but what kind of theme do you think this Master Class Tripokalon? What kind of theme it's gonna revolve around? You guys' thoughts?
Well, I hope they come up with something unique in regards to having a theme for this Master Track Pokemon. It'll provide more variety for these kinds of competitions. And if they were going to have, they're going to have the usual things such as Pokepuff banking and Pokemon grooming. Well, actually, you know what? I would personally like to see Pokemon grooming, only because we only got to see that once. So if if um if that were to happen, I would like to see it because it might remind Serena of her failure and remembering her mistakes, how much she's learned and whatnot. So I would personally like to see Pokemon, um, what is the Pokemon decoration?
Right. I mean, personally, for me, I did wish it was a duet Tripokalon. That theory is not gonna. Well, it's obviously not gonna be true. Regardless, I think they're gonna go with two themes this time. So instead of being your regular two stages, since this is the master class, they're gonna add another stage. So maybe the first one is gonna be grooming, and then the second one's gonna be Pokepuff making. I might be
Oh,
wrong, but hopefully that's the case. All right. What about you, DJ? What do you think?
Yeah, I like the idea that there's gonna be more than just the standard round of like here's a theme round, and then here's a performance round. I like the idea that the master class is gonna have a little bit more tacked onto it, like they'll have multiple theme rounds. As to what those themes rounds should be, I would prefer that there's something new, just so they're not really a rehash of something we've seen before. Uh, what those things could be, I've got no idea. So I think we'll just have to wait and see. But I would really like to see more than just two total rounds. So we have two parts, so they got time to flesh it out a bit more. So I would really hope to see something like that.
Right. And then going back to the contenders, they are going to be participating in this first stage as well, or second stage, or three stages. So, like, add that to the two-parter. You have all this time. I think it's going to have to do something with, how should I say this? Like, it's going to eliminate each contender one by one. I don't think it's going to go by stages. That's another theory of mine. It's like one stage, and then whoever's like the final four or five, that's who's going to move on to the actual performance. That's just my theory. But what could that theme be? I don't know, like DJ said. So hopefully they surprise us. Maybe it's something more entertaining than these four themes that we had previously. We'll see.
I also think that's a good theory that they don't necessarily get eliminated as they go on, like through the theme rounds. Because I think all of the characters, at the very least, Serena's rivals plus Serena need to get their own performance, or else, from a storytelling perspective, they're just kind of a waste of space. Like especially like Nene hasn't really done much story wise for these Tribokalons so far. So like if she were to get eliminated the first round or in the theme performance like she did the one time, then her entire purpose is as Serena's rival just kind of non-existent, just there for no reason. So yeah, I would like to see them handle it that way.
Right.
yeah.
What about you, Edgar?
Um, yeah, I definitely agree with DJ. Just well, talking about Nene, I hope she doesn't get eliminated too early because it will throw away her purpose of or rather her role of being a rival to Serena.
Right.
What was the question again? It is regarding Nanya, right? I just want to be sure we're on the same topic.
We're just talking about how well what kind of stages the Master Class Tripokalon will have. Like how will they handle it?
Okay. Oh, actually, instead of the usual two stage, one being the theme and the other one being the performance, I think some of you have mentioned already. There's going to be three stages instead, where within the first stage there's going to be one theme, and from there one of the contenders is going to be eliminated, and within the next round it's going to be a 2-1-2, and whoever loses that round will then move on to the final round, which is the performing. So, I think I think it's a unique way to narrow down who gets to advance and whatnot. So yeah.
Right. All right. Anything else you guys want to touch upon this, or you're good?
I mean, I think basically just to sum it up, like as long as each character gets their time to shine and it's done well, I'll be good.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
And please don't like kill screen time, like something happening in the background. Like I'm not trying to bash on Evie from that fourth Tripokalon. Yeah, it was the fourth Tripokalon where she left because she was scared of the fireworks or lights or whatever. I completely forgot. But
Yeah, that was a third Tripokalon.
all right, third Tripokalon. Hopefully nothing like that happens in the background. Like this is about Serena and the other contenders. Don't do that. It's not necessary at all. We want to see their best in this Tripokalon. Like I said, like we were talking about the last appearance, so make it good. Don't give us another secondary story happening in the background. Just
Yeah.
this is all
Yeah,
about them.
especially with what could possibly be the last trap Pokemon. Please, writers, we do want to see this competition to its fullest. So hope you could give us just that.
Right.
It's the grand finale. You're doing this like really a lot earlier than people anticipated, so you're kind of walking on thin ice already. So don't screw it up.
This is
Yeah.
where the meaning of potential happens. Like all that potential that each contender has will be showed on this stage. All right. So moving along, let's talk about Yashio, because we know for a fact she's gonna be spectating. This is the Master Class Tripokalon after all, and if you guys didn't know, this is actually new to me. I found out about this last week. She's actually a Kalos Queen herself. Well, a retired Kalos Queen. And that surprised me because that tells me like she knows what a Kalos Queen like what a Kalos Queen needs, like what kind of qualities one needs, or
Yeah.
yeah. So it'll be interesting to see her in this episode. Before I give out my personal opinion on how she will um, be used in this episode. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Yashio.
Well, obviously we know that in this Thursday's episode, which will be Serena's fifth Tripokalon, the one right before this one where she's gonna get her third Princess Key. We know that at some point, uh, Yashio, or to those who watch the dub, Palermo, and Serena are going to have a conversation about Serena missing something in order to beat Arya for the crown. So we know that there's going to be some interaction between those two previously. So I think as a follow up in the masterclass episodes, I think it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Are they going to interact anymore, or is she just going to observe from afar and maybe like after everything's all said and done, she comes up and talks to her? I don't know. I think a lot of it depends on what goes down in this Thursday's episode. But since that's this Thursday and we haven't seen it yet, we can't really predict too much on that. So yeah, we'll see.
Right. Right. And before Edgar goes on to his point,
It's all good.
I completely agree with you. Like I think she's just gonna be looking like after she tells Serena what she's missing in the Masterclass Tripokalon, she's gonna be observing Serena and seeing if she actually got what she said before. Cause before like all this Masterclass Tripokalon info came, like when we first saw that New Year's special and saw Yashio talking to Serena, we all thought like maybe Yashio doesn't want her to become Kalos Queen. Like in my personal opinion, like she was kind of saying you don't have what it takes, like don't even try. But now I have like I think she's trying to help her in order to become Kalos Queen. So
She
she'll be
wants her to succeed.
right. So she'll be she'll be seeing if Serena took her advice, or she found what she needs or what it is, because we don't know what it is yet. Well, we'll
Hmm.
talk about that a little bit later. What about you, Edgar?
Basically, you guys took the words right out of my mouth. Yashio, of course, before this Master Class Tripokalon, we're going to have on next Thursday's episode, which is going to be what Serena's last Tripokalon before the Master Class. And of course, at some point during the episode, Yashio is going to be talking with Serena in regards to that, telling her that she doesn't have, she's missing something that is important to become Color's Queen. Now, by the time we arrive at this masterclass episode, I do expect Yasha to be paying close attention to Serena because, of course, you know, Yasha uh, does see Serena as a possible Colors queen, and just wanted to see if she truly has a potential. But um, of course, to do that, she has to make sure that during a masterclass Pokelon, she has to see whether or not Serena has truly understood or found out what it is that she has to do, or what it is that she really needs to beat Arya and be crowned the Colors Queen.
Right. And something that I like, this is just a theory, all right? What if we possibly get a flashback of Yashio being the Kalos queen in that episode? Like
I'd
maybe
love to see that.
right.
Yeah,
And going
Like
back
if
to
they
the
have like, so I was thinking like during the opening ceremonies or something, they showed like a slideshow or some compilation of all the past Call of Queens or some of their best performances. So we got Yashio up there. We might have Arya towards the end. I think that'd be interesting.
right. I mean, this is the Master Class Tripokalon, so maybe they'll indulge us with some history of the Tripokalons. But what I was gonna say before is that if you guys remember from the first Tripokalon ever, when Serena was in the boardwalk and she cut her hair, you saw Yashio spectating Serena. Now, this is just a theory of mine, but what if Yashio was in the same type of situation that Serena was to become Kalo's queen? Maybe she had that, like, she saw this girl, like, Yashio experienced that, her first loss, but she didn't give up. She decided to become a new person. Obviously, I don't know if she cut her hair or not. She does have short hair, but that could have been for another reason. What if, like I said before, she was in that same kind of situation?
yeah, like that was
That's
her
why
back then.
that's why she's personally giving advice to Serena in next week's episode. That's why Arya and Yasha are always talking about this special girl that they see in the Tripokalons. What if that's the reason why? Because Yashio was previously in her shoes.
That would be very interesting. I'd like to,
Yeah.
that would be an interesting development. If that's how it all turns out, I'd be okay with that.
Right. I mean, young Yasha. I wonder how she looked like. Obviously young, but still. All right. And what kind of
Yeah.
Pokemon she used in her performances? You want
Yeah.
to say something, Edgar?
Well, I was gonna say in regards to the theory about Yashio being a former child Pokemon performer, I do hope this episode does bring some insight into Yashio's history because even up to this, look, even at this point, Yashio is still a mysterious character. We don't truly know um, what
Much
her
about
role
her.
is. What was
Yeah.
that?
Well, like much about her, other than yeah, she
Well,
is a previous Kalos queen and she's famous, but
yeah, point being is we don't really know her to its fullest, or at least to its fullest. So I hope that this episode does bring some insight or a bit of history into Yashio, whether she did become a previous Pokemon performer and why she retired as a Pokemon performer.
right. Like, is she like? Because if she was the former Kalos queen, what made her the CEO? That's just my way of putting it. Like, what made her on top of everyone else, on top of Ellie being the Kalos queen? If she was a previous Kalos queen, will Arya take her place after? Because if it's gonna be like that from roles to roles, Serena will become Kalos Queen. Arya will move on from Kalos Queen to Yashio's role, and Yashio will retire.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's just my theory. Okay, but anything else before we move on?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so moving on. Your next Kalos Queen is Alright, so this is a big deal, guys, because this is going to affect Serena's presence in the X and Y gang. Sadly, but I think it is gonna affect it in a big way, because if she does become Kalos Queen, she might have to stay there and fulfill that duty of being the Kalos Queen, representing it, obviously posing for posters and all that. Um, but if she does lose, how bad will this demoralize her? Will she just give up her dream and will she move on to another dream of her? Well, yeah, another dream. Your guys' thoughts on this? I'll give my opinion after.
Well, I think this is going to, regardless of the results, this could end up bad regardless for Serena. Like you said, if she ends up winning, if she does end up being the Tripokalon Queen, by the end of all this, she might have to stay and she might have to sacrifice some of the things that she enjoys, such as, most importantly, traveling with Ash and his friends because they've always been there for her, and I don't think she'll enjoy that very much. And on the flip note, if she does end up losing the Tripokalon, it might devastate Serena in some way because I have a feeling that if she does end up losing, we could have a similar result to Serena's debut loss. Um, I don't know. I just, regardless, to sum it all up, I think this is going to end up bad for Serena, but without a doubt, it will provide some major character development for her.
Right, and something quick that I do want to say, uh, when you said she'll be losing her friends, not necessarily losing, she just won't be able to travel with them anymore.
Yeah, just won't always be there with them.
Right, you have to remember that she didn't have a dream before. But who were those people that supported her, who gave her the idea to become the performer? These are the people that got her here up to this point. Because without them, I'm pretty sure after that first try Pokemon, she would have given up. But no, she remembered with Ash said, never give up until it's over. So maybe Serena does become Kalos Queen. Like I said, I'll give my opinion after. I'm not going to waste DJ's time. But maybe she does become Kalos Queen. But she decides, like, you know what, I'm Kalos Queen. But, maybe just let Arya keep the title until Ash is done with the Kalos League, and then after he's done fulfilling his dream, I'll go back to becoming Kalos Queen. Alright, so go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I think no matter what the outcome here is, I think there's going to be some kind of big change to how setup's going to be. Like, say she loses, what's she going to do from there? Is she going to get some new dream? Is she going to have to uh, do some more stuff with the Tripokalon? She's just going to continue with that. We don't know how continuing on works. Does she have to start from scratch? Can she do a Master Class again? We don't know. And if she does win, what does that mean for her role? Is she going to have to do some certain duties to have to fulfill for being a Kalos Queen? Is she going to have to move on to some other dream so she doesn't become just basically a background character? It's kind of what Clement is right now.
Rip
So like,
Clement. Yeah.
yes, like Clement, his arc finished basically when the Lumiose gym battle happened, and from there he hasn't been getting much attention. So if Serena wins, what's going to happen from there to keep this same fate from happening to her?
Right. Other
So
other than
like,
having a crush on Ash, of course. Like that's the only thing that would
yeah,
make her
that'll be like
interesting.
the part
Yeah.
of her arc that keeps her alive, I guess, in the
Right.
show. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's a big mystery.
All right. So her becoming Kalos Queen, like I said before, it could either end in two ways. She either takes a position but says, I'll resume my position as Kalos Queen after Ash is done with the league, and then I'll come back. And then she has another choice there. Do you want to abandon that title just for Ash, which I don't think that's gonna happen, or go back to being Kalos Queen and staying in Kalos Queen to fulfill that duty? Or she loses and, like I said before, geez, I gave out my reasons way before my actual opinion. But anyway, she doesn't win. She decides to do something else. That's the only possibility. Or she tries to start all over again. Obviously, after Ash is done with the league and she just wins all her keys off screen, just like what May decided to do in the Hoenn League, Hoenn region. Now, I don't remember much, but I remember that May wanted to travel to other regions to be the top coordinator. So maybe that's the case for Serena. She goes to another region to become Kalos. Well, not Kalos Queen, like Sinnoh Queen or Hoenn Queen. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the thing over there. But like DJ said, whatever happens, it's going to be a big deal and it's going to affect Serena in a big way. This is not an episode where you're like, all right, Serena lost. It's no big deal. She'll jump right back on her feet. Because that may not be the case, or that may be the case, but we won't see her perform until the next generation or series. So
Yeah.
whatever happens, it's gonna be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts on this, guys?
Nope, I'm good.
Shall we go on with our choices now?
Right. All right. So we actually here are our predictions as to who's gonna become Kalos Queen. When you give out your predictions, obviously say the reason why. But Edgar, if you want to go first, we'll just go in order as how the slides go.
Okay, sure. So in my opinion, I don't think Serena is going to end up being the victor. So, um, I don't know. I just think that's if it fits the results for that episode. I don't see Nene advancing only because we haven't really seen much potential from her. So we don't. So I doubt that she'll be making that much progression because it'll be weird that we haven't seen a lot of developments in her. I don't see Miet winning nor Jesse winning. So it just comes down to two Tripokalon performers. It would have to be either Shauna or Arya. But between the two, with the slight advantage, I would have to go with Arya. I think she's gonna end up keeping her title as Cult's Queen.
Understandable. My reason's similar to you, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, TASOfficial, you're not choosing Serena, but she's like your favorite character. She is, guys. She is, but this is my choice. Like, I'm predicting this because I think this is what the writers are gonna do. They're gonna make Arya keep that title, but this might be good for Serena because this just pumps her up even more to win next time. She'll regain those 3 keys. She's already experienced. I mean, if you guys go back to Amelia, I'm pretty sure she's been doing this for a while now. So maybe she did lose to Arya before, and she's starting all over to regain those keys, and that's why she's so experienced, or maybe she's naturally experienced. Regardless, this might pump up Serena even more to win those keys yet again, and to face the Kalos Queen to take that title. Obviously, we won't be able to see it, but I think that's the way the writers are gonna do it. They're gonna make Arya keep the title, and Serena's just gonna try to regain those keys. All right, what about you, DJ?
All right, so I'm gonna have a different opinion here. I'm going to say that Serena does end up winning, because, in my opinion, I think from a storytelling perspective, that is the only possible way to end this whole thing off for it to make sense. Ever since episode 40-ish, this has been Serena's goal. This is something that she's been after this entire time, and now we're here this is gonna be episodes 19 and 20 for XY&Z, so that's going to be up in the 110s range. So that's well over half the series. This is something that's been building up to. I think the only possible conclusion is that Serena's going to end up winning, or else it's going to seem like a waste of time. We're going to go on this journey with her, and she's just not even going to end up winning. Now, also, if she were to not win, no offense to you guys, but I think if Arya wins, that's like the lamest, laziest thing that writers could possibly do. Because I mean, how lame would that be? Where Arya is built up to be like she already has the title. Like I don't see any reason for her after all this time, all this build up, that she's just gonna keep it. That none of these other characters are going to get it. Like. So,
right, but if you have to remember that most of the time writers do tend to disappoint us in some episodes or some pivotal moments of these characters. So that's like I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
Like
I understand that.
from a
I understand
storytelling
that.
perspective, like I
Yeah.
get it. Like this would make a better story, and I really wanted to change my character, well, contender choice to Serena, but I'm still sticking with Arya because I think the writers are going to do that and just mess it up completely. They're gonna be like, you know what? No, Arya wins. Serena's just gonna start all over. That way, Ash could travel with new companions in the next region because Serena's too busy regaining those keys.
Well, I
Hopefully, I'm
think
wrong. Hopefully, Serena does win, but my choice is still on Arya. You're gonna say something, DJ?
I think for me, like I agree with you. Like the writers haven't always been like on top when it comes to giving what the fans want. But I think there's a difference between disappointing writing and bad writing. And when it comes to XY, I don't think there are too many situations where it was just 100% objectively badly written segments, especially when it comes to major arcs like this. Like we got the Team Flare arc going on, we got Ash's gym arc, we got Serena's arc right here. Like when it comes to those big plot heavy moments in the series, the writers are on top of their game. It may not always be what we want, but the outcome like comes off as something that they thought about.
I
So
do.
that's my reasoning there. I don't think they're gonna switch it up on us like that.
I
It's
completely agree.
understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable. You're entitled to your opinions. We're all entitled to our own opinions. But I do have a question for you. How do you think they would? Okay, Serena becomes Color's queen. Yay, we're all happy. How, like, after that, is she gonna be traveling with the gang, or like, how do you think that's gonna work? She's Color's queen. She has to fulfill that duty of being the queen. So, how do you think
Yeah,
they're
of
gonna
course.
handle
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, definitely. If she becomes queen, there's definitely a lot of more questions that brings up that have to be answered later. In terms of like her traveling with the group, I think it's pretty much guaranteed she is, because I mean she's gonna be in the Volcanion movie. I don't think she's gonna just leave forever and then come back for that movie and then leave again. So I don't like even I could see her maybe leaving temporarily at
Yeah, I was
times,
gonna
but
say.
Yeah,
it's not.
kind of like what they did with Clemence. But yeah, I get you.
If they're not gonna take away a main character just like that and not have them come back. Now, as for what she's gonna do after all this is over, like maybe her duties as Carlos Queen would have her be making appearances somewhere or something. I don't know how exciting those episodes would be, but I could be completely wrong too. But maybe that's the thing. Maybe she'll find a different goal. Like I don't want her to just sit there like her first 40-ish episodes. I don't want this to be the end of Serena being an actual participating character in the show.
Right.
And like we mentioned, like the only like if this is it for her, like her crush on Ash is kind of the only plot thing that's driving her to do anything anymore.
Yeah, like
So, and I don't want it to rest on that because that's not by itself isn't a very strong character trait. So I don't know. This whole thing's complicated. Why is the
right.
Tripokalon so early? Why? Why are you
Exactly.
doing this?
Why couldn't you make this later on in the series after the Team Flare arc? It just makes more sense, right? Like there's so many theories as to what could well, possibilities as to what could happen, but realistically, we just gotta wait for the episode to happen. Hopefully, the writers handle it
What
the
are
right
the
way.
writers thinking? I don't understand.
Me neither, dude. But this,
And here's the thing with the upcoming episode coming up this Thursday, we're not really going to receive much, so it really doesn't make much of a difference as to the outcomes of the Master Tripokalon.
Yeah, like even after the episode, like there's not going to be much more for us to deduce from that in terms of the future.
right?
Yeah.
So like we're just going to have to wait until the episode comes out or we get more scans and previews of whatever. And jeez, this is terrible.
Right.
Hmm.
I feel the same
Um,
way. Um, going back to your decision, DJ. I know. I mean, I really want to talk about this. This is a discussion about the Master Tripokalon, and I really want to talk about these outcomes. Uh, so one way that they could handle Serena becoming Kalo's queen is that, um, yeah, she's gonna have to fulfill her. I don't know how many times I already said that already, but yeah, she fulfills her duty as Kalo's queen, but she could still travel with the group. So at some parts, they could continue on this Tripokalon arc, and maybe at some point, Serena has to go to this like place just to represent being the college queen. Instead of actually performing in Tripokalon, she's actually fulfilling her duties, and that could be an episode itself. What kind of duties? We don't know. I mean, we're gonna obviously have to wait for those episodes, but maybe hopefully that's the case. But other than that, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully the writers, hopefully it's not lazy writing or bad writing like DJ said. Hopefully we do get closure on this Tripokalon arc, and they handle it the right way. Anything else you guys want to add before we end off this discussion?
I can't believe it's less than a month away.
Yeah, really.
What the heck? We're gonna get all these answers soon, and it's like, why are we getting them soon? I don't get it.
Regardless, it's the final countdown, everyone.
Just like they always sing about.
Gravity Falls reference. Alright guys, well let us know in the comments below. Who do you think is going to be the next College Queen? And how do you think the writers are going to handle Serena being College Queen, or how she will handle losing?
Actually, can I just add one thing before we end this off?
Go for it.
No. Yeah, okay.
Okay, well thanks for watching. I'm kidding. Anyways, with next week's episode coming up for the Tripokalon, and with the span of 3 weeks from that Tripokalon to the Master Class Tripokalon, we have the Banako episode, and well, first we had the Zapdos episode and the Banako episode before we come to the Master Class Tripokalon. If you ask me, I don't think Serena is going to be thinking a lot about what Yashio said to her, to be honest. So, yeah,
Right.
because I don't really see how those 2 episodes will fit. Like, I don't think they're gonna have enough time to go over, to showcase Serena thinking about what Yashio means by that.
Like, that's another reason why it doesn't make sense why they're doing this so soon. Like, they should give her time to, like, think about it, mull it over, have some conflict with it. Just why?
Maybe she just might keep it at the back of her head. I mean, she won't say anything, but like she'll be thinking about it.
Yeah, and disappointingly, I think she'll bring that back up by the time the Master Class Tripokalon. And even if she does know what it is that, okay, hold on, let me repeat myself. Even if she does know what it is that she's missing, it's not going to be enough time for her to, fix her mindset.
Right. Well, that's why we have 2 episodes, so. Well, it's a 2-parter, right? So maybe they could handle that conflict that we want to see in that first episode. In the second episode, it's just pure Tripokalon, like just focus on these 2 characters.
Yeah,
so we have 2 episodes.
That is one thing, that's one thing I really like about it. They're at least giving it 2 episodes to like sort everything out. So
right.
I think that's a good decision on their part.
That's the only good thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm done yabbling.
All right. Well, like I said before, let us know in the comments who do you think is going to be the next College Queen, and give us your reason why. If you guys have any theories yourselves, let us know in the comments as well. Other than that, all we have to do now is just wait until those 2 episodes come out, and of course, I'll be doing a reaction to those. That should be fun.
That'll be a big.
I'll get my tissues ready, guys. It's going to be a sad episode if she does lose. Hopefully, that's not the case. Regardless, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. This discussion video today I have with me, helping me out with this is...
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. I've been DJ Sock Puppet. See you in another video some other time.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. My name is Alpha EV, and see y'all next time.
Yep. See you guys on whatever video or reaction video I make next. Talk to you guys later.